So today we're going to talk about simple and compound leaves. So here we have a leaf. This leaf has one simple blade, and so is one simple leaf. This is called a simple leaf. It's just one leaf. Here I have another leaf. This is called a compound leaf. So this is the whole leaf right here, and it has little leaflets that make up the compound leaf. So this one is pinnately compound. This is a pinnately compound leaf because just like when we were talking about pinnate veins, the leaflets are coming off of the main, I believe it's called the axis. I'll have to double check. But they're coming off of this midpoint the way that the ribs of a feather come off. So again, penna comes from Latin meaning feather. And so these leaflets come off like a feather. It's a pinnately compound leaf. This is another pinnately compound leaf. So we have all of our little leaflets coming off of the central part of the leaf. So this whole thing is the leaf, and these are all leaflets, meaning little leaves. If this leaf, for instance, had another leaflet at the top, so you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 leaflets, then that would be called a an imparipinnately compound leaf. So peri in Latin means equal, so impari means unequal. Imparipinnately compound leaf. And here I have a palmately compound leaf, okay? This is called a palmately compound leaf because all of the leaves are coming out from the same spot. All of the leaflets all start from a common point near the top of our petiole. So this is a palmately compound leaf. So now I'm going to label the leaves I have. There are other types of compound leaves that we will talk about, but we're not going to look at specific examples of them because these are the only ones that I have in my backyard. But you can go out and look, and you could see what kinds of compound and simple leaves you have in your yard. So this is a palmately compound leaf. Both of these are parapinnately compound, so even. They're pinnate and they're even. We have an even number of leaves. This one has 10. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has 6. So these are parapinnately compound leaves. And parapinnate leaves are a type of pinnately compound leaf. So within pinnately compound, we have parapinnately compound. We also have imparapinnately compound, which we talked about. That's if this one or this one had one extra leaflet at the top, so the number would be uneven. That's what imparapinnately compound means. All right, now I'm going to read our booklet that we have. Okay, so I was mistaken before. This is not called the axis, it's called the rachis or rachis. So the midpoint where the little leaflets come off of is called a rachis. A rachis is the main axis of a compound leaf. Rachis comes, or rachis, I'm not sure, it comes from the Greek, I think that's rachis, which means backbone. That's the example of the rachis. A pinnately compound leaf has leaflets that are attached to both sides of one central rachis. So, like we've talked about before, pinnately comes from the Latin word pinna, which means feather. And examples of pinnately compound leaves are rose and walnut. So if you have a rose bush or a walnut tree in your yard, you can find some pinnately compound leaves. And those are just two examples. There are a lot more, but they're just giving us two. A palmately compound leaf has leaflets starting from a common point near the top of the petiole. Again, palmately comes from the Latin word palma, meaning palm of the hand. Examples, or two examples out of many, are the horse chestnut and the buckeye. So this is a palmately compound leaf. Pinnately compound leaves are called parapinnate when they have an even number of leaflets. That is, without a terminal leaflet, a leaflet on the end. Terminal means end. Parapinnate comes from the Latin per or paris, which means equal, and pinnate comes from pinna, which means feather. Examples of these trees are honey locust and mesquite. But there might be others that you have in your yard. Parapinnate. And that's what these two are. I don't know the names of the plants from which I took these leaves, but they are parapinnate leaves. Pinnately compound leaves are called imparapinnate when they have an odd number of leaflets, that is, with a terminal leaflet, a leaflet on the end. Imparapinnate comes from the Latin in, and in means like not, and then parapinnate equal, not equal. Examples are ash trees and walnut trees. That's an example of an imparapinnate leaf. So you can see how it has a little leaflet on the end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's an uneven number of leaflets. Pinnately compound leaves are called bipinnate when each leaflet is also pinnately compound. Bipinnate comes from the Latin words bice, which means twice, and pinna, which means feather. So, two feathers. An example of this is the Kentucky coffee tree. So, here are leaves. These are all the leaflets. So this whole thing is the leaf. These are the leaflets, and the leaflets are also bipinnate. My goodness. Excuse me, the leaves are also pinnately compound, not bipinnate. Pinnately compound leaves are called trifoliate when there are only 3 leaflets. Trifoliate comes from the Latin word trace, meaning 3, and folium, meaning leaf, 3 leaves. An example is poison ivy. So if you see leaves like this, don't touch them. It's trifoliate leaf. And then we have pinnately compound leaves are called ternate when there are 3 leaflets starting from the same point. Ternate comes from the Latin trace again, which means 3. An example of this is clover, which a lot of people have. So if you go outside and you find some clover, most of the time you'll find a 3-leaf, a ternate clover. Sometimes you find a 4-leaf clover.